message is for someone who's in the wrong job. And if this message is for you, you will know because you're just so consistently unhappy in your job, even though it's a good job, even though it pays well, you just hate your job. And you don't even feel like you can talk about this with people because you probably get a lot of feedback like, well, you have a great job and you're really good at it. And what are you talking about? So you don't have incredibly supportive people around you when it comes to this problem. And so that's part of the reason you haven't really figured out that you're basically not using your talents and skill set. And that's why you don't like this job. It's not that it's not a good job. It's not that it doesn't pay well, and it's not that you're not good at it. If this message is for you, the issue is you have very specific set of skills and talents that are special. Not everyone has them. I mean, we're all special in our own way. So in the way in which you're special, it's not being honored in your career. So that's why you feel this inner restlessness. This is why you can't find happiness in your job, no matter how accomplished you become. You don't feel proud of yourself the way others feel proud of you. You don't feel fulfilled the way you think you should feel after achieving certain benchmarks or, goals. So basically what's going on is your soul feels like you're ignoring it, okay? As far as your career goes, there's stuff that is very specific to you that you're really good at. It seems like it's the basis of your identity. And that is not being honored in your career at all. And what I'm getting is you must have early on, like at the beginning of your adult life, decided that these talents and skills that you were at that point, only starting to develop, now you're way further along, but you decided early on that these were not marketable skills and talents, or that they were not for the workplace, or that they were somehow not usable in your realistic options. This is what I'm getting, something like that. So because of this premise, you never even tried to use these talents for work. So I'm going to use an example and that would apply to me, because this seems like what I'm getting is this in a scenario for many different people with many different specifications. So say, for example, like me, you speak a bunch of languages, but you've never worked using those languages. Now, I will tell you, every job I've ever had, I got paid more than anyone else because I spoke so many languages. I got paid much more for the exact same job as other coworkers did because I did the same job in several languages. So imagine if I had never done that, if I had never used the languages. So that's you. You have this incredible potential and skill set that you have not used or taken any advantage of, even though it's incredibly valuable in the market, and it's only because you haven't valued it yourself. So then you haven't been able to project that in your job search. You haven't even tried to market yourself that way, or look for opportunities that would require those kinds of skills. I guess what I'm getting is that whatever your scenario is, you have some kind of belief system that these are not real jobs. People who do this, people who use these skills, they don't do it for a real job, but that is simply not true. And it's not true, even though you have this belief system, because you see people all the time using these skill sets and making money off it. Maybe not people you personally know, but you see them, whether it's online, on TV, or whatever. You see people making a living out of the skills and talents of yours, but you think that's not an option for you for some reason. Well, the reason doesn't really matter. I mean, you could spend a lot of time trying to dig in your past and your childhood and why you think that way, and maybe that would be helpful to you, maybe not. But what you can do, which will be for sure helpful, is to change this belief. So a belief is just a thought you keep thinking to the point you're convinced is the only truth. So start exploring outside of that. Question, what if I could use these skills and make a living? Start looking for people who are doing that. See how they market themselves. See how you could model after them. See how you could model your career after theirs. Maybe, you know, if you don't feel confident enough in this skill set, even though you have it, maybe even take a class so you can find out how good you actually are at it and what your level actually is and how truly, you know, gifted you are in this department. Also, what I'm getting is if you do that, you might start connecting with other people in that industry or that world, and you might start seeing the possibility of working in it as more realistic. But either way, you are the only one who can get yourself out of this faulty belief system that has you trapped in a career path that is completely unfulfilling to you, but also is wasting all your skills and talents, your real natural ones. So you don't want to spend a whole life doing that, because usually we come into this earth with specific skills and talents because it's part of our purpose and mission and our plan that we had, okay, for this life. So if you ignore those, there's a high chance you're ignoring your entire life purpose. So this is very important thing to address. And if you've been feeling a lot of unhappiness, that's why your soul is trying to let you know the importance of this topic and how important it is that you address it. And that's why you feel this dissatisfaction. How else is your soul going to point you to in a different direction? Okay, so hopefully that helps.